Okay, so I was sending some shit posts to my friend on Instagram. Typical loser behavior, I'm aware. But one image in particular was like a diamond in the rough, a shining beam of heaven that bestowed upon me this picture right here. The caption reads, "Tubby genuinely just be having anything," and underneath it is a movie called Zombie, which at the time I can only assume was like, you know, the terrorist Osama bin Laden as a fucking zombie. And I was just like, I've got to see this shit, right? So I did. And boy was I disappointed to say the least. There was in fact no crazy zombie Osama running around bombing places. In fact, I was very sad to discover that he was barely in this film at all. So I'm gonna do my best to wear my big boy pants and make this video as entertaining as possible, because this movie is just straight up dookie booty. But it's also called a zombie, so like what else can you expect? So without further waffling or waffle stomping, introducing the critically acclaimed, the infamous, the fantastic Zombie. Okay, so the first scene takes us to Pakistan, where Osama's home is being like raided or something. And we actually see Osama rise up from his sleep because he has a sixth sense. You know, he can just feel when he's getting raided or something. Why did he even wake up here? He lets loose a bunch of zombies onto the soldiers. And what really fucking kills me when I watch this is the way he's peeking around the corner. Why is he here? Someone tell Osama that you don't have to watch this, you know, you can run away, bro. And to be fair, he does run away, but then he gets shot right after, but not before injecting himself with like a zombie virus or something, because he always gotta end on a high, right? He comes back to life in this helicopter, which scares everyone so bad that it crashes. But after rewatching, I still don't even know how it crashed. There's just like a blood splatter in the cockpit and then the helicopter goes down. Huh? Anyway, Osama is a free bird now, left to roam the ocean for as long as he pleases, even trying to grab the cameraman. Spooky. This young couple is enjoying their time at the beach, and I can't name anything more romantic than getting sand in all the places it shouldn't be. Actually, I think I can name something better than that. Swimming with a zombie terrorist. Yeah, that's fun.
Anna!
Man, this guy's blind as shit. He literally saw her getting dragged under the water, and he's still confused where she went. And why is Osama low-key aura farming right now? Like, he has no reason to look this cool. But guys, Osama's a little busy right now, so he won't be back in this movie for like at least an hour. So you just have to stick with these guys for a while. And I don't know any of these guys' names because I couldn't give less of a shit about them. You know, I'm here for Osama bin Laden. But this guy can't keep his shirt on, this girl has a sword, and this guy looks like The Weeknd. And the rest are just sort of there, they don't really matter. They start fighting a horde of zombies, and the effects are nothing to cream over, so just get used to it. And by the way, this scene is not even in slow motion, this guy can just do that. They also lose someone in this fight because the zombie grabbed his grenade. And holy shit, is that Sam Sulek? The next death is less than a minute later, when this guy gets surprise attacked from behind, while his team is facing him. And there's really no excuse for this, they basically just let this guy die. Like, this death was so preventable. They take in this American girl who's trying to find her brother. They also grill her about not knowing what's going on. I'm sorry, is she supposed to anticipate a bunch of zombie terrorists would come get her? Like, no. We're also introduced to a new character, and I don't even know what the temperature of this place is, but it doesn't look like the weather to be wearing all that. This guy should be dying of heat stroke. But life is temporary and swag is permanent, right? He cuts off this bag from a zombie in the most inconvenient way possible, because he wants this piece of paper. I wasn't really paying attention, so I still have no idea what this piece of paper was, because this movie was such a fucking snooze fest that I didn't care about it. But if you're wondering, the whole reason zombies exist in this universe is because of a chemical agent gone bad, which causes mutations in the body and creates zombies. Cool. The unit is also trying to regain contact with other allies trapped in the country, because something about abandoning troops and containing the spread. I'll be honest, I was not listening, I was just too focused on when The Weeknd would start singing. The guy from earlier, who I'm just gonna call Orange because he looks fucking orange, helps the lost little boy by giving him M&Ms and helping him find his family. What a nice guy. Also, this scene actually scared me when I first watched this. I think it's because I forgot this movie was like supposed to be scary or something, so I just sort of didn't expect it at all. And this is not how you use a gun. What the fuck is he even firing? These zombies are getting like whiplash.
That was your trainer!
That's for getting bit.
domestic violence then kissing. Okay. And you know what I just discovered? When she speaks to him, if you listen closely, you can literally hear someone saying, "What the fuck?"
I was supposed to have your babies.
What the fuck?
Huh? This is just so confusing. Is there like a little man trapped in my device or something? Or is that intentional? Upon losing her sneaky link to the zombies, Sword Girl does a training montage, which I'm not gonna sugarcoat is really fucking cringe. Like, you can tell whoever was making this film was trying to be like emotional with it, but it's just so awkward. We're halfway through, and it's also at this point I was begging for this movie to end because it was so boring. There's just a lot of talking, bad effects, zombies killing. Like, bro, this is supposed to be about Osama, and he's had maybe like 3 minutes of screen time at this point. This guy starts talking about how he collected Pokemon and that's why he had no money. I don't give a shit. Show me zombie Osama, please. Finally something happens and they get an RPG fired at them. Somehow they manage to survive it. You're telling me you survived an RPG? Okay. Orange guy steals a truck and he runs into the group who got split up earlier. I don't even remember why they're split up, so I'm just not going to tell you. But it turns out Orange guy is the American's brother, so now they have to reunite everyone. But if you remember, they just had like an RPG shot at them, so they're in a little bit of a pickle right now. So they spend a while trying to get this injured guy out of there before they're attacked by more terrorists. But he can't go on for much longer, so he gets left like Golden Freddy at this cave entrance. However, it's swarmed with zombies and they have to run out of there, and he manages to pull the will out of his ass to stand up and quickscope some more zombies. And then he just fucking dies. Wow. But they get reunited with everyone at least. Orange finds a base with real humans and stakes it out. But he gets caught by this terrorist. Actually I lied, the gun jams and he kills that fool. Then he hits like a crazy shot to open the gate and release zombies on all the terrorists.
Thank you, Call of Duty.
Badass walk. And I should probably mention that the American girl is trying to convince her brother to return home, but he doesn't want to for whatever reason. Like, why? Why would you voluntarily stay here? He finds his way into the military base while the group are fighting. Shirtless guy and the American girl enter the base at the same time, and they meet up with Orange, who can hear talking behind this door, so they decide to walk in. And ladies with gentle hands, I present to you Zombie. Osama bin Laden, everyone. What a fucking surprise. It only took us about an hour to show his face again. He's chained up in this room full of people which gets raided by more zombies. So they all book it out of there, but not him. He goes back just to kill more zombies and take out Osama.
This is what I've been waiting for. Go back to hell, you son of a...
And he didn't even have to do all this, he's just doing it for the love of the game. The place explodes and somehow he survives right at the end. And oh my god, it's finally fucking over, thank god. This was so ass, bro. I procrastinated making this video so much because it meant I'd have to rewatch the fucking Zombie movie. And if you couldn't tell, I did not want to do that. The name should be changed to like fucking characters walk around the desert for an hour and a tiny bit of Osama, you know, there's a small chance he may be in this movie. I cut so much plot and everything from this video because it's just not worth talking about. All the plot and context just flew into one ear and right out my ass. All the plot is basically they just walk around for hours. I didn't even get the characters' names. I think this guy's called Derek or something, but who really cares? And maybe that's just me not listening. Well, it kind of is me not listening, but it's also really hard to care about them characters when the whole movie is just them walking around. And sometimes being shirtless and a little bit gay. And what's even fucking crazier is this is someone's favourite movie. I guarantee you, somewhere out there is an unhinged individual that has Zombie as their #1 movie. And whoever that is needs to be evaluated very quickly and preferably locked away and kept far away from me. Anyway, that's it, bye.